Welcome. My name is Dan Smith, and today we're going to talk with Ryan Keller. Ryan is the Executive Director of Hope for Healing Resource Assistance Network. Hope for Healing is a ministry partner of Josiah White's Quakerdale Foundation. Good morning, Ryan. Thanks for joining us.
Good morning. Thank you for having me.
As I look at the name of your organization, it really does a good job of kind of summarizing what Hope for Healing does. Hope for Healing and then Resource Assistance Network. Let's talk first about the Hope for Healing part of it. How does Hope for Healing bring hope to those that you serve?
Well, we do that in a couple of ways. One is that, when individuals call us, they don't know where the resources are that they need to take care of things. But the other part of that is that we connect them with a friendship partner, a church partner of their choice in their community. So not only are we able to bring hope by hopefully finding that resource they need, but also realizing that whether or not the resource is able to be found or not, that having that friendship partner, somebody who is going to walk through that journey with them, brings hope as well. And I want to say that when I say hopefully we find the resource, if the resource exists, we'll find it. But sometimes a request is just not practical. If you're wanting me to find flying elephants, I'm not going to be able to find those for you. So,
I bet you could. I've seen what you do. So the hope comes from the fact that somebody else knows what's going on in your life, so you're not bearing that burden alone. You're connecting them with a support community, so there's emotional support there, and they really have the opportunity to build some relationships that could not only take them through this challenge, but really go on for a lifetime. Is that kind of what?
Correct. Yeah. And that's the idea, is that oftentimes when we're in the middle of a situation that we don't have an answer to, we have to find the right change to bring into our lives. And change is hard. So the idea there is too that we can help you figure out what's the best path. But I think it's also important that hope includes choices of the individual, because we don't assign things or do things without them making a choice for themselves, which is also a type of hope, because it's giving them the ability to really think through what's best for them.
So in a way, you're kind of helping them get power over a top of that challenge. So instead of it dictating their life, you're kind of flipping the table on them and giving them the ability to dictate how they're going to be successful on the other end of this.
Exactly.
Also sounds like the relationships that you're talking about are kind of intended to go long term and not just during the interim with the challenge. Is that right?
Correct. And that's what we typically find. Those relationships don't just stop when the challenge is over.
So let's talk a little bit about the resource and network, assistance network part of it. What kind of resources is your network able to deliver?
Well, like I said, if it exists, we'll find it. So when we think of typical resource assistance networks, we're typically thinking about help with our utility bills or trying to pay rent. But Hope for Healing goes beyond that. We're not just strictly there to help you find money. If you need that, we can certainly do that, or find a resource that is comparable to that. But we've had situations like the tornado that came through Marshalltown or the derecho that hit the state, where individuals just needed things like wanting to reconnect with a church, or they were needing to identify a doctor that would specialize in a certain area. And those aren't monetary needs, but there's certainly resources.
Sure.
So it doesn't matter if you're looking for something like summer camp, or if you're needing to figure out how to get a ramp built on the front of your house, or if you need that monetary resource. Those are all things we can research and find. So I would never discourage anybody from reaching out to us with a request. We'll be honest with you if it seems like it's something that's not going to be feasible to find, then we'll tell you that. But you'd be surprised how many times we can come up with a resource somebody needs and they just didn't know how to find it for themselves.
Sure. Yeah.
Sometimes I coin the phrase, it's kind of like Google for your life, except you don't have to know the right key phrase to type in. You contact us and we have
people who specialize in being able to find those resources. Okay, so that's great into our next question, which is really good. So, how does someone connect with those resources? So, there's a couple of ways that they can do that. They could go to our website, which is hope the number 4 healing Quakerdale.net. And it's all one word, hope for healing Quakerdale.net. And on the top of our website there, you will see a tab that says request form, or that you can fill out, and that goes directly to our research people, and they can get that entered in and start doing the research for you that way. Or you can give us a call. Our phone number is 855-584, the word hope, which is, I think, 4673, if I remember correctly. Okay. And, the reality is the way that works is when you get in touch with us, if you already have a church partner, a friendship partner, we won't take that person from you. We're not going to require you to find somebody else. So we'll work with your existing church to be able to do that. If you don't, then we send out a request to find out what churches are available in the area, and you pick from there which friendship partner to have. While your friendship partner is there to, provide you encouragement or different things, then our team goes to work to find the resources that would meet your need. And then, just as with the church partner, we come back and present you with the options of what's available. Sure. And you get to choose which of those resources seem a best fit for your situation. So if I go ahead and pick a resource, I looked at the options, I picked one. Is that then delivered directly to me, or how do I end up getting a hold of that resource? So that is the only other step we've got in the process, is that we would then contact your friendship partner, your church partner. We use those terms interrelated. So whether I say friendship partner or church partner, it's the same thing. But we would contact your friendship partner with that information of how to access that resource. And then you would work with them to be able to get that resource. So typically, if it's a financial request and we find an organization that's able to cover that, and let's say you've picked a community action group that could help pay your water bill, they're not going to send you the money directly. They're going to identify the account number and all that from you guys, from the person needing the assistance, and send that payment in directly. Sure. So if my need was rent assistance and you found a way for that to be helped, the money would be paid to who is supposed to get the rent, not to me. Correct. Yep. Okay. That's great. Super. And most resource partners are going to have that requirement. They want to make sure the money or whatever the need is goes directly to where it is needed. So. Okay. Super. If I'm an organization, and one of the frustrations that I have is that the scope of the need that the people I'm serving goes beyond what my specialty is, like counseling services or some of these kind of things. It would be really nice to have somebody like you that would partner with me that could kind of handle some of the logistical parts of what I'm doing. Is it possible to work up some kind of a partnership like that? And if so, what would that look like? So it's definitely possible. We have a name for everything. It just makes it simpler, but we call those resource partners. Okay. Ironically enough. And so what that is that we get some basic contact information of who is the person at your agency or business or nonprofit, whatever that may be, that we can connect with directly, and we would get out information to you. Certainly our contact cards that have the way for people to get in touch with us. And then you can share with the individuals that you serve our information and have them contact us directly. Or it's also possible for you to call on their behalf, just knowing that will be kind of a soft handoff, because we'll end up working directly with the family or individual that you're working with. Well, Ryan, this has been a fast 10 minutes. I just want to thank you for taking the time to visit with me. It's an exciting ministry that you are a part of, and I can really see how not only you're helping people, but also how you're assisting others who are helping in a collaborative effort. And I know that's really an important thing to be considering these days, because it's so hard for everybody to do everything. And very rarely when you're serving somebody who needs some assistance, is it just one thing that needs to be worked with. It's usually quite a few, and it sounds like you would end up being a great partner for somebody who wants to expand their ability without having to take on that burden themselves.
Right.
If people wanted to connect with you because they've got some more questions or whatnot, how would they do that? First, your website. You want to give us the name of your website again?
It is Hope for Healing, Quakerdale.net.
Okay. And if
And
I
just
wanted
remember the number 4 is in place of the word for.
okay.
So,
And if I wanted to send an email, what email address would I use?
well, it depends on the best way. If you're just wanting info, you can send it to info@hopeforhealingquakerdale.net.
Okay.
Or if you need to get in touch with me directly, it's my first initial R, last name Keller, Keller, at hopeforhealingquakerdale.net.
And if I wanted to connect you by phone, your phone number?
So it's the same phone number and different extensions, but it's 855-584-4673. So it's 855-584-HOPE.
Great. Thank you much. Well, thank you, Ryan, for joining me this morning. If you're out there and you'd like some more information on the Hope for Healing Resource Assistance Network, stay tuned. Watch the end of this video. I'll put all their contact information up. So thanks again for joining me this morning. Ryan, thank you. And, your blessings on what you're doing for people.
Thank you so much.